Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl Adosha, right? AKA Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct from Cleveland, Ohio. And then right over there, y'all know who it is, right? It's the one and only. What's happening? The one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. And boy, we's good. I think we are officially
what was that?
I think we like 155 episodes in, and we are talking about what more. I mean, oops, I just dropped something. Exactly what more is there to say, to learn, to know about natural hair care products? Remember, this is 25 years of the inside the natural hair movement. And so we are taking this year, 2025, to really reflect and just look back and see what has happened or what hasn't happened. And you can go back through our catalog of lives to just kind of get our take on what's happening in the world of natural hair, which we're not big fans of. Why? Because it's the dumbest.
And then we
do mean the dumbest shit that people say about black hair is this thing called natural hair. So today we're going to take a deep dive and go a little bit more into what's the state of it, how are things going, so that we can move on to some bigger and better things. I'm really looking forward to Thursday as well. If you are new to the platform, this particular podcast is for consumers because we tired of our peeps getting ripped off by that natural hair movement, and we're starting to hear people are kind of like over it. But Thursdays is geared towards the professionals because we saw some of that dis and misinformation creeping into the professional world. And we're going to talk about the psychology or psychotherapy, if you will, because May is Mental Health Month. And so we're wearing green on Thursdays to, support mental health awareness. And so Thursday, it's going to be Cheryl and I, and we're going to have, take a deeper dive into the psychology of the natural hair movement and how it's affecting or helping, impacting, influencing, and all of that good stuff. So this is one that me and Cheryl want to tackle because we're seeing some things that are just... What's up, Sandra? How you doing? So nice to see you in the chat. Everybody on Instagram. I think, okay, we're firing on all cylinders on Instagram. We are so sorry. What's going on? Fresh Love Nail Bar. So nice to see you. Princess Deanna. Mocha's Mama. How you doing? And we got homegirl Rashida. Mabel Red. So nice to see everybody on Instagram. We apologize. I don't know what was going on with the StreamYard, but LinkedIn didn't work. So LinkedIn's working. Everything, we're firing on all cylinders on all of our podcast platforms. And so we are excited. So Cheryl, what's happening over in sunny San Diego? It's got to be something good. No, ice cream fairs. Today is International Nurses Day. So anybody got with a needle today or nurses save lives? Did you guys know that?
Really? Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah,
I have a black nurse story.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
okay.
Weird. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you if
Black nurses are angels. I'm
Drop
telling
some hearts in the chat for the nurses because they definitely save lives. They make a difference.
you, they
I
do.
know I've never wanted to be a nurse, but nurses have made a difference in my life and all of my loved ones' life. When my brother was in hospice, man, those nurses showed another side of me that of nurse that I never even knew existed. So show the nurses some love and drop some hearts in the chat for nurses because today is International Nurses Day. Okay, so give us your nurse story as we get into it.
Well, I had a friend in New York that was very ill, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I was not her next of kin, but we were roommates and everything, and so I had to take control and get her. And they could not find what was wrong with her, and I had to take a guess, and we went through that. And she needed a blood transfusion, right?
Hmm.
Well, got her to where she needed to be, got her in the room, and I signed off on her blood transfusion. Just, and I went in, and this beautiful, older Black woman, real dark skin, had this hair slicked back, perfect, perfect bun. And she told me, she says she's going to be getting a blood transfusion, and she may be batshit crazy now, but she will be brand new in the morning. And of course, she was seeing bugs all over the wall, and she was seeing this, and she was doing that. Anyway, and she literally told me, she says, "Young lady, you go home, get some rest. When you come back in the morning, she'll be a whole new chick." I trusted her. Came back in the same morning, and she says, "My name is Miss Lucille. If you want to come
Okay.
back in the morning, blah 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 blah." Came back there in the morning, and I went to look for Nurse Lucille, and they said, "Okay, let's see if she's still on the floor. Let's see what time she'll be in." They came back and they said, "We have no Nurse Lucille."
What?
Yeah, they could not. They
Wow.
could not find her.
Oh wow. So how
Yeah,
was your friend? Was she okay?
a okay. Never
Well,
been better.
all right,
Never been better.
mystery
Yeah,
nurse Lucille. That's very, very special.
ain't that crazy?
Wherever you are today, that's very strange.
Yeah.
So what's up, everybody? We see y'all starting to come on in. Again, we are 155 episodes in, and it's all about what more. I mean, is there anything more we can learn or say about this thing called natural hair care products? Because we're going to be moving, past some of this as we get through 2025. But we got some good stuff, going on for this month. As a matter
Yes,
of
yes,
fact, when we come
yes.
back next week, um, we did a whole thing on celebrity hair care products, but it's pretty much now is dwindled all the way down to three. So we're going to discuss that next week when we talk about Sacred. We're going to talk about Rihanna's products and Tracy Ellis Ross products. So let's see how those celebrity hair care products, how are they faring in the world of natural hair? So we're going to talk about that. But today, we just want to know what more is there to know because last week was really content heavy. Everybody was all cylinders was firing on the topic here. And so today we just want to take it a little step further and piggyback as we talked about techniques. So techniques, we wanted to know, do they really matter? And so come to find out they do. And some of the myths and disinformation around how to detangle and comb and all this stuff really had the public in a trick bag. Because what we have come to learn from the natural hair movement is this whole thing about natural hair, being difficult to manage. It's hard, it's dry, it needs
Mhm.
a whole lot of moisture. So we were able to clear some of that up, but today we have to take it and go a little, kick it up a notch because hair care products play a big, 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 big role in why some of the public, fell for the natural hair movement, which I have said over and over and over again. I never believed that Black women would have fallen for that natural hair movement. I still find it hard to believe. Um, but you wasn't.
But I do get the point, though. No, I do.
So let's hear your take as we get into this topic. What more? I mean, what more can they sell y'all? What more can they teach y'all? And where is it at today? So Cheryl, what's your take on why you felt or you could see why Black women did kind of fall for the natural hair movement? My number one reason alone was we had already did this stuff with cheaper and better quality stuff. So that was the one thing. Like, what y'all doing? The whole letting your hair go, not braiding it down. Y'all know y'all can't do that. So it was just some of the practical stuff that I saw women just throwing away, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? So that was my reason why I just couldn't believe that this was actually happening. But you have a different take on it, and so
I don't know how different. It's not that it's a strange, because we always love product. This era is on a different level, and I think it's because of three elements: the Black founder, right? As if we were never Black, right? Or we were celebrating something else other than just the product, right? And I think the number two is the Black founder. I mean, number one, Black founders. We were celebrating Black founders as if we had this new flux of finally Black people were making their own stuff. So that was really weird. Number two, I think we felt that we were getting duped. I think the natural hair care world kind of sold. We were telling lies, like there were lies in Black hair care.
like, what do
Right.
you mean? Like, give me an example. And if you know what Cheryl is talking about, by all means, let's get into it. We ain't gonna have y'all here all
Yeah,
night, but we got to
yeah,
get into it. So if you
yeah.
if you know what Cheryl is talking about, like we've been duped.
Yeah,
Who?
like cosmetology or Black hair care is this real toxic waste dump, and they're poisoning us, and we have this sinister kind of agenda. And they really sold that to the point where they now have to take matters into their own hands. It was a really weird, and so if it didn't come from a kitchen, then somehow it can't be trusted.
So when you say duped, you're saying that the natural hair movement implied that cosmetologists and barbers kind of like
Also, we're
we
complicit.
dropped the
We're
ball.
complicit. We're
Oh,
Everybody was complicit. If you have a license, and if you're from that world, you're from the agenda, you're from the establishment. It's kind of like our version of the state. You know what I mean? It's
okay.
almost like it's was some sinister place, and they had to somehow save the public, right?
Oh.
And third, I think that they were scared into it. I think that there was a lot of press releases coming from like places like the National Institute of Health,
You mean
kind
like
of
fear mongering, that type
fear
of thing?
mongering. Yeah. So
Okay.
fear mongering. Then of course the not to be trusted element. Okay, taking matters into their own hands. Um, and then the first one I basically mentioned. Um, if it wasn't coming from, it's the Black founder. We were celebrating Black people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Now we got a lot of people. I mean, they lit. Y'all ready for us tonight? What's
I'm
up,
gonna
Mr.
switch
Sharp?
from
I
my
see you.
I'm gonna switch from my phone to my
Computer, you gonna give it a try?
computer, and so
Okay.
let me
Okay. All
get out
right.
of this one
Go
and
ahead.
let me in.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let Cheryl out, and then she's going to try to come back in. So again, we are 155 episodes in, and tonight it is all about what more is there to truly know about natural hair care products. And again, I want to send a super duper shout out to Mr. Leroy Sharp. He is over on Instagram. He is definitely a legend in our industry. We actually awarded him about
Yeah,
what
we
3 years. We awarded him, your dad, and Mr. Dale, and Mr. Powell. So
did.
we recognize them. These people have definitely paved the way for us to be here. And I'm sure they can relate to Cheryl's number two out of her number three concerns about this natural hair movement, which is being duped and that we had already done it. So Theo is coming in from San Diego, and he's saying techniques have nothing to do with knowledge of hair. Yeah, so if you don't know that much about hair, yeah, the technique thing can kind of get you. Now, this one, I think this is a good way to kind of get it going. So, Theo, I'm just going to piggyback off of your next statement. Marketing was poor. I think their marketing
Was
was
somewhat.
the bomb. Now, how many people come on in the chat? Thumbs up. Even if you disagree, Theo, I'm gonna have to give them credit. Their marketing was off the
I mean, their
Richter
YouTube
scale.
was our MTV.
I'm, Oh yeah, I mean, what's up, Kefele? We got Kefele, Marvion Rice. What's happening, everybody on Instagram? We are so excited to see you guys here. We apologize that we haven't been with you guys for a couple of weeks, but there were some technical difficulties here on StreamYard. It could have been me, but I don't think so. But anywho, so what's up, Kefele? But so Cheryl, so you're saying that when it comes to the marketing, you think they did a really, I think they did a good job. They were
We
consistent.
didn't have. I think they had an advantage because, of course, influencers are not weren't working people in terms of in the salon dealing with day to day clients and things of that nature. So, they had the time to build followership, ambassadorship, and obviously consumer influence. And so
Right.
that was their MTV. And that was their
Mm.
YouTube was their MTV.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think social media definitely helped that community of what they call naturalistas. It
yeah,
helped them really begin to exchange information, and then that just kind of snowballed, into a little bit into a world of its own. And
then
but
they had
unfortunately,
Meetup too.
go ahead.
They had,
Mhm.
then they had Meetup.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah, they had the meetups, all types of festivals and things of that nature. And those were good marketing tactics, and they were very, very successful and allowed people who were making things in their kitchen the opportunity, to sell stuff to people they ordinarily probably wouldn't have been able to sell to. So
Yeah,
I'm not anti-entrepreneurialism. Get going, got
absolutely.
there, get your hustle on, do what you need to do. But going back to what Theo was saying, the information and the marketing was just off the Richter scale. And then we have LB in the chat is saying sometimes she's thinking about leaving that community because she's saying her natural hair is a chore. And when we get to Thursday's topic, when we talk about psychotherapy, we're going to be able to take Lawana's comment, that last one, my
Absolutely.
natural hair is a chore. And we're going to, just kind of break some of this stuff down so that we can go a little bit deeper into the whole dupeness, of it all. Okay. So let's keep the conversation going. And again, if you are new, welcome to the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. You are tuned in to the dumbest shit that people say about black hair. In our first video, to get this conversation going, we talk about what more is there to know is these curling puddings. Okay. So there, it's just too many. It's just too many. I could not get them all. So I just picked one. And so
Okay.
I'm gonna pick the top. I'm picking the top three products that in the natural hair community really pushes a lot. Number
Absolutely.
one is going to be something that makes the hair curl. Number two is going to be something that detangles, right? That's the big thing, under the notion of difficult. And then we got to go old school versus new school because that's what we're talking about, right? All right. So let's start off with curling puddings. Now I'm gonna take this conversation from the I can't believe black people will fall for this. Okay. Now I'm not understanding why y'all paying for stuff to make the hair curl when you wet it, it already does that.
Oh, you mean they want it to do something that's not natural?
I mean, but when it gets wet, doesn't it naturally like
No,
come up
that's
to
not
the
that. No, no, no.
oh
That's not the
no.
curl that they want. They want the curl that looks like you are
Right.
mixed with
Oh,
something. You have a.
oh.
They're trying to get another texture because they're not satisfied with the natural texture.
And the natural texture would be
Afro.
afro. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want ringlet drop
Now,
curl.
now people struggle with that. Me, particularly me and Yate, we struggle with the whole the afro being natural versus the wet hair being natural.
Mhm.
But the truth of the matter is, I always say the afro is going to come back, but if you have that afro hair,
The afro is the shrink, dry, no shine, frizzy.
mm-hmm,
That's actually the way their hair grows.
right,
They like to, and one of the reasons
stretch.
why the natural hair care is so product heavy is because they are in pursuit of changing that their natural texture and wanting it to cosmetically look differently through natural means.
Mm-hmm.
Spent the
Oh,
last 25 years vilifying people who want to do it chemically, cosmetically to enhance it. So they've been trying to do it naturally with food and refrigerator and puddings and mousses and
and yogurts, custards.
right. But if they were on the natural side, they would just do what their ancestors did in the 60s and just wear their afro. But they don't
Right.
want to do that. And so we went into the curl to make the hair look like what they want it to look like, but they want it to look like the curl, but with natural means.
That's
And
so deep.
then
And that's what I'm saying. We tried it. Because my hair was,
already did.
curly like that, right? And I wanted the Ola Ray. Y'all, come on. Everybody wanted the Ola Ray. Why y'all trying to quit? Y'all better quit fronting. Everybody wanted that Ola
All
Ray
right.
carefree curl, you know what I'm saying? And my mom, so I was like, she was like, no, you cannot have that. So, I was trying to make it look like Ola Ray with some lotion and some water. And my mother was like,
What is you doing?
what is you doing? We tried it already. It wasn't going to happen. She said,
Right.
your hair is going to look like your hair. We're not putting no chemicals in
So
it. She's like,
what we did was just create a hairstyle and a salon treatment called the curl. And
mm-hmm,
we rotted it up. Remember that
mm-hmm,
whole way
mm-hmm.
straight. We straightened it, then we rotted it back up, and then we had the drop curls, and we had what they were talking about.
Right, right,
Natural,
right, right. Like Rashida said, like hers. Yeah. Now,
right?
Rashida, your hair shrinks up. You get an afro. It's real soft, but
Right.
it's the shrinkage that they have a
Well,
problem with.
right.
So
When you fork it through, they want 5 hairs to become 3 hairs, so it can be silky and ringlet. They don't want the 5 hairs to be all 5 hairs because it'll be afro and then it'll lose the shine. They want these glossy ringlets. Black hair folks' hair don't do that.
right, like you said, using natural products. So let's
Right.
show this first video of what we're talking about. These curly puddings. Okay, here we go.
Right. And so you
Oh,
have
how
to
greasy that last.
right. So when you drench it, you drench the cuticle, okay? It lays down and then they split it and then they get those little ringlets. The problem with that is that it doesn't last.
It doesn't stay. And that's where we get
That's
into
because
the
it's not natural.
natural. And see, that is at that point, that pivotal point, you know, when you go to sleep and you wake up, it's a done data. I just cannot understand what more can they sell you to convince you to keep believing that you're going to be able to take that hair that's up to here and stretch
Well,
it.
they don't, but what they don't understand, because of course Afro hair science is different than traditional cosmetology, and because they don't even have traditional cosmetology under their belt, they don't know that water is the actual trigger that they don't want.
And they be going crazy with
So,
that water.
right. So this is what they do. They'll douse it in water. It'll go this direction, and then they spend all the hundreds of dollars with the creams to pull it down this direction.
Okay, so can I go with my second thing? I can't believe y'all fell for it.
Yeah.
Now y'all know I'm a Scorpio. I am. When I tell you I'm cheap, baby. Now I ain't saying I won't spend good money on myself, but I'm cheap. All my friends say, LaDosha, like, come on. I'm like, 99 cents. Are you crazy? $200. Oh, I'll take two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I just can't believe the amount of money they would spend on the products, right? To try to get the hair to kind of stretch, but it doesn't work. So again, here's part 2 of what more is there to know about natural hair care products when it comes to buying custards and yogurts and puddings that's going to kind of reduce what they call shrinkage. Here we go.
Something. I'm loving me. I'm loving me.
I can't take it. Just stop. Why they do her like that? Y'all better say something in this chat and let me know what the French toast and bologna sound. Here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What more?
Now,
what more?
That was at least $70 in product right there. That was at least, the water could have been free from their tap. And then they used the first one. That was at least $20. Then the gel was about $9. And then the spray could have been anywhere from $11 to $15. You see what I'm saying?
So and that's just, now remember, she's going to have to, just please, if I play this video one more time, I want you guys to tell me what does her hair really feel like, okay? And what do you really think it looked like when she woke up in the morning? Let me play it one more again, and I want you guys to tell me the truth, okay? Just please tell me the truth. Here we go.
I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I didn't give it all just to get nothing. I'ma take this pain and turn it into something. I'm loving me.
What does it feel like, and what do you think it looked like? Now, I don't know what kind of curls they're talking about, but that hair was not curly. Her hair is absolutely beautiful. There is no way. I mean, no way in God's green earth would I even attempt, even recommend that. I mean, like you said, that was about
Well,
4 or 5.
now that I really understand what you were saying, now that I really understand why they don't comb it. I know why they don't comb their hair.
Hmm.
I know why this generation are frustrated with combing it now.
Mm-hmm.
That if you want, and the really frustrating part about it, um, is that, as I address Luana's point, your techniques and your understanding of chemistry and your understanding of hairstyling, it's real apparent just by looking at videos like that the techniques came out of YouTube, came out of the social media era. There is no technique there. And I
That goes back to Theo. Theo is,
yeah,
is tearing this live up. Thanks, Theo. We appreciate. Come on, brother, bring every last bit of it. We need that.
yeah. And
So go back to why the not combing out.
right.
I got to show it again because the chat is getting full, and we want everybody to get a full understanding of what more is there to learn. And so we're playing a clip where the young lady is just trying to get this hair to do something it is not natural. I'm with Cheryl. Now that I'm seeing this, I'm having some aha moments myself, but this is not natural. So here we go again, and you can explain a little bit.
I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I didn't give it all just to get nothing. I'ma take this pain and turn it into something. I'm loving me. I'm loving me.
The not combing, the
Right.
not this that definitely promotes.
Mhm.
And that why, and she never picked up a comb, not one time. And you know when she was squeezing that hair, I mean, jail is the cardinal
Well,
sin. I mean,
there two, there's three different directions. Ironically,
I
you
think
got,
that's what Theo's talking about. Break that down for us. Help us out.
and so one causes a curl trigger because curly hair has a genetic memory. So if I were to flat iron it out, the hair will remember once it gets a water trigger. It will move back into its biological formation. And no other hair does that. The less dominant it gets, it won't do that. And so once you have water that because the hair is relaxing once it gets a water trigger. Pulling it this way is adding surface tension. It's tension. So that's why it wants to draw back up because it wants to relax because the smallest molecule that you put on it is going to get to the cuticle activation the fastest. Fatty and very big molecules like gels and creams don't just sit like Theo said, it'll coat it. And then she went in with a water spray, maybe something, and then it just doesn't ever, the chemistry doesn't go together.
The chemistry, did y'all hear that?
The chemistry is in what they're trying to do. They're trying to create this faux cosmetic desire to make the curls look. But cosmetology already understood that you cosmetically want your hair to be some way that if you don't want it to act natural, and just be what it is, like a fro, then you cosmetically want it to appear some differently. But what is the vilifying the way people want to do it chemically and cosmetically change the appearance? Then you guys, what's the difference between you guys trying to do it with bad chemistry with the wrong ions, the wrong
Mm.
products? Like, what is the difference between me wanting a curl chemically and change the cosmetic appearance than you guys wanting to change the cosmetic appearance naturally and you never achieving it?
Oh, that is
Cosmetology
that's what I
did
love.
cosmetology did accomplish the cosmetic appearance without, because you can't change the natural status, because it's keratin is keratin is keratin is keratin. You're never going to change the genetic bio footprint. You're never going to do that. So if I want to broad mine and change mine to a spiral and it looks like that every day, and I wake up, it's like that every day. What is the difference between me wanting to cosmetically enhance it chemically than you not wanting to wear your natural fuzzy afro, but then you want to change the cosmetic appearance and then you try to do it naturally and then you never do it and then you cause other issues like it's too thick, it's too dry because it ends up being dry. Then you don't want to comb it. Then you can't get to the real root because you guys don't want to comb all the way through. You only want to separate the hair enough to draw this temporary ringlet, which exacerbates the issue on top of it. And that, I think that is what we think the puddings and all of the other creams are supposed to help us with.
And it just want I think
Right.
Rashida and Theo are dead on that. It's just gonna coat the hair and just make it dirty.
Mhm.
And it's just not it's not the best. That is not a good styling technique at all. It just won't work. And I think sure you just said it so eloquently. So I knew this was coming. I'm so glad. Then how should we do natural hair so that it will look pretty? Can I answer that? Can I take this one?
Luana, I the
Can I
question.
go? And then you go. Then you go. I'm gonna go first, and then she'll come after me. Okay. She said, "Well, then let me just. I gotta find a little picture right quick because you know this just this. You
We
know,
love you, Luana.
the one I'm like, okay, Afro. Let me put this in natural. Hold on. I gotta get a picture up here. You know what I'm saying, sure? Because we gotta tell the truth according to proof out here because they just gonna keep taking y'all money, and this is what we don't want to see happen. So let me just share my screen right quick, and we're just gonna show some images, and we're gonna whoops, wrong one, and we're gonna answer Lawana's question because I was hoping that that question would certainly come up. So here are some images that I'm gonna bring it up big, okay? So these are a lot of the popular requests that we see in the hairstyle. We look at 7 natural hairstyles. We look at the 75 inspiring natural hairstyles for short. So people will come in and they want this look, but you can give it to them, you know. But when they wake up, you know, it's a whole nother conversation. And then now they're upset because the hair is crunchy, it's hard, it's dry, they can't comb it, they don't want to comb it. The list goes on and on and on and on. And then, of course, the afro has come back to some degree, it has frizzed. Okay. So Lawana says, then how should we do natural hair so that it will look pretty? Okay. Number one, wear the afro. Just now, if you call these curls and ringlets, if you call that pretty and you want it to stay, use a chemical and it'll stay. Cheryl, your turn.
Well, I will say this. And because I've never seen your hair, Luana, I can't really answer that what that may look like to you. But the word pretty is problematical for me. And what, because I don't know where pretty is on your scale. I don't know what that means at all. And so if we are trying to politically and psychologically and culturally be natural, then pretty has already been achieved.
Yeah, when you look at these images down here, all of these afros, they are very pretty. Um,
Well, I don't know where pretty is. I don't know
mhm.
I don't know where pretty is always somehow kind of appropriate. I mean, it's almost like it's always put in proximity to the word natural. And this is where hair coaching comes in, because I would have caught your question is problematical.
And this is why Thursday is really, really important. We're going to use all of these comments, Lawana, that you're sharing with us today. Because when I think of pretty, I'm thinking of something that's,
Yeah,
Kempt.
yeah.
Yeah. But like Cheryl said, what is that? Because what's pretty to Cheryl and what's pretty to Lawana and all the wonderful people who are in the live is going to have different, metrics for different people.
And I'll be
Uh,
honest with you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm sorry. I most of the time that I do get compliments on my hair, it's the way it looks now. No matter how much I blow dry it, no matter it's out to here, no matter it's blow dried. And some people will say, "Oh yeah, you really wear your hair down, blah blah blah." But most of the time, I do get compliments on my hair. It is like this,
mhm.
and so where is pretty on that scale? And so we will have to work on one, your skills, to, and let's see if we can get 4 or 5 styles with your level of skill that you could be happy with and that you fall in love with.
Okay.
But the word pretty, we would have to really discuss.
Okay. So we have two statements in the chat. Natural Hairstyles Farm, fungus and scalp issues improperly done. That's something to think about. Gigi says, we had bad memories from all of the chemical services, burn, scalp, loss of hair, etc. So let's go a little bit of both. As we go into the next video. So, can you address
Mhm.
what happens when the hair is left with all of the gels and the custards and the sprays? And then what about those bad chemical experiences? So I'm going to
Mhm.
start with this one first.
Mhm. Let me just say, as a person that does everything, and so let's just say, just to answer your question, let's say a person who's always gotten locks, right? And I'm starting to see a lot of people who have cut them off. And I can tell where they've cut them off and why they've cut them off, because they have bald spots, right? I can tell that they're spotty, especially in this area. So let's just say if you've never wore or never had a relaxer, even as a man, right? And so I'm not going to say that those bad experiences, chemical experiences, or don't has has not happened. What I am saying is, and I think that because I'm not trying to deal with chemicals as the center of this subject.
Mm-hmm.
What I am saying is that most people did not go to the natural hair care because of a bad experience in terms of relaxer. It was more political, if we can be honest. It was more political than that. It was not the
But
fact
what
that
about people who did have it?
then at the end of the day, just like you had a bad experience with anything,
Yeah,
you don't prefer it. Now what we're saying is, let's get back into the but with
I
the bad.
was I think it still boils down to what you said before. It's the technician. Like saying heat is bad for hair, but when somebody burns the food, we never say heat is bad for food. We say, "Ooh, Ladosha can't cook."
Well,
So a lot of the
rest
chemical experiences is really the technician, and I think Theo is doing an excellent job of explaining.
well, I'm not one of those hairstylists that's gonna say, well, if you got it properly done, you wouldn't have ever burned.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say that, because
Yeah.
that's that's not true, first of all.
Hmm. No, yeah, I wasn't. I was just saying the experience
Right,
because
right, right.
yeah.
But what I am saying is, because we're not trying to sell chemical usage at all. But if you don't have the proper techniques in anything you're doing, because we're talking about the natural improper techniques of just even being able to have a client like Luana be satisfied and enjoy her beauty process. And even with people who wear locks all the time, eventually have bad experiences and they've never had chemical usage.
Hmm.
So we have to be able, as a professional industry, be able to client advocate, customer advocate, and consumer advocate, and make sure, because at the end of the day, if you have had bad experience with relaxers or anything else, what you did in terms of the natural hair care, what they did as a collective body is that they vilified cosmetology, not just the relaxer.
Hmm.
If that the cosmetology was able to guide the natural hair care world in this new 2000 season, then we probably would have been able to marry better techniques, because natural hair care came from cosmetology. And so the techniques that Luan is saying now, what do we do so where the natural hair can be pretty? Then this would have been a natural trajectory, is what I'm saying.
I got you. I got you. I got you. A couple of shout outs with a lot of people, but we'll take a stab at it. What's up, Gigi? I said you live, work clean. My boss, Lavina, is in the chat. We have our two virtual co hosts, Miss Sandra and Wike, is in here, reminding everybody to please hit that thumbs up button because, as predicted, we knew this topic was going to be hot tonight. Also, we got my homegirl, Juju, who's down with the delegates that's going to the Gambia this fall. So, what's happening over on, we got Live, Work, Clean. That's right. Our Canadian babe is also in the chat. On Instagram, we got Rashida, the Nature Factory. How you doing? Malika, Haisha, how are you? Nadia Avery. Okay, Nadif Avery. I'm sorry. And I am Charles. How you guys doing over on Instagram? The King of Rock. So everybody on Instagram, we appreciate all of the support that you guys are showing us. And don't forget, keep those comments coming. This is how we get these likes up. And again, now is a good time, as a matter of fact, to get those likes up by doing this right here, right now. Shirley and I, we really, truly, truly would appreciate if you guys would do this.
Pampa me on, pampa me on.
Yada. All right, them likes have come. Thank you guys. Thank you so very. Weekay and us, Sandra. Thank you so much, because every time we do that, that does help those thumbs up button and the hearts go up. So we appreciate you guys. One last one before we go to the next video. Gigi two says I would rather use the gel than work out with that relaxer. And I think my mantra when it comes to hair care products, if it works, use it. I don't care what anybody says. If you like it, you like the results. Like Short said, we're definitely not pushing chemicals, and I know you're not saying that, Gigi, but we just want to make a response to your statement of I'd rather uh, uh, have the gel out than a relaxer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There has been, I've had patients in my cosmetic trichology practice that always only wore afros, and they've
Mm.
had CCCA. They've had some scalp issues, and we're just basically saying the right information, as Theo would say, the right information and the right knowledge, right techniques and methods, with appropriate product choices. It's a beauty process.
Yeah, there it is. That's a perfect word. All right. So speaking of beauty process, let's show another one. Again, what more is there to know about this thing called natural hair care products? So we got the style out the way. So let's move on to detangling. Okay, so here we go. Detangling.
Ouch.
All right. Okay. So what has the natural hair movement taught us about detangling hair? What have they, what,
Ah,
what was wrong with that from beginning to end? Can we help them out? In the water, in the shower, wetting the hair. Let's kind of play it since it's muted. And I'll keep looping it.
okay.
Uh, so what the natural hair? What y'all
Well, first of all, and this is my professional opinion, a detangler cannot work without its oil leg. The moment you mix it with water, you can't, it doesn't become slick at that point. You lost the water, you lost the oil majority, you've diluted it. And so it causes the curl to, of course, trigger. And then it locks because that's what water does. And so that technique comes from YouTube.
There you go, Theo. There you go, Theo.
That does not come from the salon. That comes from a mother watching the natural hair care world, what we call novice classroom, because they don't understand product and they don't understand with afro hair under biospheric triggers. Water is a curl trigger. It will cause the fiber to relax. That's the same thing that does when you wash your wool sweater. The fibers begin to relax. The actual shape of a wool sweater is this big. When they manufacture it and stretch it under heat conditions, you guys buy it this big. But the sweater is not naturally that big. It's naturally this big. That's why they tell you to dry clean it.
Clean it. Come on. Come on, Cheryl.
Okay.
Come on. Fire.
You cannot trigger that little girl's hair because it's going to, especially now, I'm assuming she's about 7. Okay, she looks about 7, right? And so she's been in the world 7 to 8, 9 years. That mother has never cut her hair. Okay, so now she has lanuga. She's got and her hair is becoming terminal, which is adult hair. And she hasn't cut it. That's those balls on the end. And so we think that hair is supposed to fall from her body. But we keep hanging on to it and making the process even more detrimental. She doesn't like it. It's time consuming. She can't go, you
Torture.
should, right. This hair should, just because it's, this hair should actually be in the middle of her neck at this point. That most of that hair, at least 3 inches of that should be cut. Okay. But because we don't understand the initiation and how hair, like teeth, like skin, like eyebrows and eyelashes and things of that nature, go through what we call a process of maturing, and it goes in stages and phases. But then we spray the water, but these things is the conversation of the salon. This is what the natural hair care missed.
Yeah, everybody. I'll just continue to show the video. Even on Instagram, one of the things that everyone is saying is that this, for sure, it is. It is extremely painful. Trish the Natural says what she learned from some YouTubers is to comb through the hair first and get the hair sheds out to cut down on the tangles. Okay. So that's her take on.
Let's all be clear. Detangling is not to unmat. Unmatting is not detangling. That little girl's hair is not tangled. That little girl's hair is matted. And that's a whole other, that is one of the reasons why the natural hair care has shaped the landscape of the salon. Because now you guys are coming to the salon with
Come
matted,
on. Come on.
and then you want to say it's detangling.
Come
That's not
on.
detangling. Okay. Detangling
This
is
is
a
what.
part of the shampoo phase. This is pre-shampoo. This happened at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and
And and
detang
and and I would say if I could play that video beforehand, because that other hairstyle is a prelude to what you're going to experience. So let me just show this. Here we go.
I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I'm loving me. I didn't give it all just to get nothing. I'ma take this pain and turn it into something. I'm loving me. I'm loving me.
okay.
And when you listen to the words of the song,
Yeah,
she's loving me and she's going to take this pain and she's going to turn it into, here he is, something.
right.
That's what she's gonna turn that into.
And
That
let me
that
say,
that now this I'm not exaggerating that this is not a scare tactic. I'm loving me. I'm gonna take this pain and turn it into something that is I cannot, I will say it again. I can't believe that black women fail for this nonsense to come to this type of a situation in 2025. It's just
let me if
unbelievable. I'm sorry.
well, while you have the video, the point is that you see the mother, and I want them to understand the difference between detangling and unmatting. The mother is trying to part, and the mat is near the scalp. Detangling is just combing through the ends after a shampoo. If this is pre, okay, and if this is also if this kind of matting happens in a shampoo, the mother was afraid to comb it anyway. She
Hmm.
because she's pulling it. You know, you see she's digging into the scalp part and she's trying to pull it out towards the ends. Okay, so this is not. This is what the salon does not want to do. This is what at home on a consistent basis. This is what this should not happen. This is just improper, and I ain't gonna go as much as texture abuse, but I would go and teeter this on to, um, you know,
Neglect.
this is neglect,
Yeah. It's
and
no,
not because that you want to neglect your child,
right.
and you are,
It's
but
because you think that this is part of the natural hair. Let me just say it. Can I say it? Y'all ready? It's because you guys think that this is a part of the natural hair journey. This under no circumstances is this a journey. This is not ever even call for. Our virtual co-host says if the hair was combed out on a regular basis, she would not have to struggle on a wash day. Hair should be tangled in oil before the water hits it. That hair should have been braided down from the giddy up.
and
Sending
somebody
your kid to
somebody told her to that technique that she's using to dig in, make one part, and then spread the ends apart to get further into the.
and she has a detangler on it. And she's using the unbrush to
Yeah, she's trying to pull the ends to kind of straighten them out, and then as she pulls to unmat it from the scalp, right?
mhm, bringing the tangle down.
Yeah, and that is a mat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not detangling. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Whew, that was good. You guys are being great. Keep these comments coming. She is spilling the yeah, she's getting it out. She's getting it out. She's getting it out. Let me just put that up here right quick. Unmatting is not detangling. And that is something that I know at our salon we have to work with parents and individuals around it. It's a struggle
Mhm.
because this is the belief. This is part of the cult. People truly in their minds of all minds, they believe that this is the norm, and we are telling you guys, no, this is not the norm. This is neglect, not because you're trying to be neglectful, but this and misinformation leads to this. That hair, she's got half of it already. If you look over to the other side of the screen, she already has it twisted. So we have great videos here also on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel of how to prevent this from happening. So yeah, so whew, there we go. So let's go on. Let's keep this going. We're doing pretty good. We're gonna be able to wrap this up here. Wow, this is very powerful. Whew, can't get it out. Okay, so let's move over to old school versus new school. So different cultures of people have a different thing of old school versus new school. So here's this one gentleman. Again, I'm getting all of my stuff from TikTok, and so this is his take on old school products versus new school products.
Hairstyling products have gotten significantly better in the past few years. If you look carefully, you can find products that cost less than $20, outperforming products that were 3 times as more just a few years ago. There's a company called Hawthorne that creates a water-based hydrating pomade, and it's one of the best out in the market because it washes off perfectly with just water. Products that wash off perfectly are so important because if you don't wash it out properly, you're not going to be able to get the same hairstyle the next day because of the residue. Just like how your modern day basic car outperforms most sports cars from the past, that's kind of where we're at with Hawthorne. Look how it holds my hair. It's unbelievable.
Okay, so he's saying the product line that he's using has technology that's better than in the past because it's water based and it's going to allow for some style ability. What's your take on old school products versus some of the new school, quote unquote, natural hairstyling products?
Hmm. That's an actually good question. I actually turned down a laboratory with my family's portfolio to make some of the new technology that Dr. Morrow and I were doing. I think because the word, and there's a word that's in the way, there's a word that we as Black people, I don't think we really understand it, and it's called moisture. So
Mm,
we use water-based ingredients when we should be using oil, and when we should be using um, water, we're using oil. We're always we don't understand the formulation versus recipe,
mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Formula, they are all ionic or cationic,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're never mixing the two. We're never, you know, and so if we are trying to moisture retain, then we are Black people have kind of a right
They
side.
want water. They want this water, water, water.
The more curl you have to the hair strand, then you're flipping it over and you want more water instead of oil.
Yeah.
You flip it back the other way, you got high curl content, right? High, real high coil count. Then you want oil versus water.
Mm-hmm.
And because chemistry and the beauty industry does it, because at the end of the day, now you have a lot of white money backing Black hair care, celebrity brands, and other. They want to get into the bonanza. That is one thing that natural hair care um, has triggered in white retail and white VCs and white investors. They think that we buy everything, right?
Yeah.
And so,
And according to them, we do. I mean, when you look at the stuff people are spending money on.
right. And so they think that you can just throw some really great stuff in there and shake it up and boom and put a great label on it. But at the end of the day, compared to I don't think that natural hair care has not been able to even match the curl activators of the 70s and 80s. No.
No, near it. I think Theo dropped some of that in the chat. Woo, this chat is getting full. Okay, now we're gonna move over because we've been hearing some stuff about
Which is
chemicals and
ironic,
natural hair.
which is ironic, don't you think?
Oh, most definitely.
Actually, for them to want curl so bad that they have not been able to make a curl activator.
Right, but I think it goes back. I think Sandra highlighted it in the chat when you said you're cosmetically trying to make the hair do something different with natural products. It's just not going to happen. It hasn't, and it probably won't. But they say stranger things have occurred. So let's go over to this straight natural. So now we've gotten through two of them. So now we're getting into this heat styling, and I want a little bit of both worlds. Is now kind of where they're at. And so this is the new thing now is straight naturals. So I'm going to play two videos, one new school
Okay.
and one old school. Y'all get ready for that. I'm just going to play them back to back. 8 seconds on the first one. Straight naturals.
If a flat iron can't get my hair bone straight in one pass, I don't want it. And yes, I'm a straight natural, but no, that does not mean I want to fry my hair to keep it straight.
Okay. One more again. Cheryl said, what'd she say? Hold on.
If a flat iron can't get my hair bone straight in one pass, I don't want it. And yes, I'm a straight natural, but no, that does not mean I want to fry my hair to keep it straight.
She wants it straight with a flat iron that can do it in one pass. And she doesn't want it bone. She wants it bone straight with one pass because she is a straight natural. One more again. I see you're sure you're struggling. One more time.
If a flat iron can't get my hair bone straight in one pass, I don't want it. And yes, I'm a straight natural, but no, that does not mean I want to fry my hair to keep it straight.
Okay. She's a straight natural, but she doesn't want to fry her hair to keep it straight. Woo, that chat went on fire. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good. What's up? What's up, NTA here? How you doing, Rashida? Loving all the comments. I hope you guys, what's up, everybody on Instagram? Whew. Straight naturals. Okay, that's the past. That's what's happening today, right? Here is how it went down back in the 70s. You ready, Cheryl?
Just relax, and I'll show you how to make 3 brand new hairstyles. Meet Pam, Doreen, and Paula. All 3 of them started by relaxing their hair with this, the Ultra Sheen Permanent Cream Relaxer Kit. Then they got creative. Pam chose the Ultra Sheen Afro Puffs. She parted her hair down the middle and combed the crown smooth. Set little rollers on both sides, caught up both sides, and fluffed the ends. Doreen likes this Ultra Sheen style. It's called the 40s Fro. She parted her hair on the side, combed it smooth, and set it all around. Then when it was dry, she fluffed and picked the ends. Paula's Ultra Sheen style is called the Froth. She combed the top smooth, then set tiny rollers all over. She added this braid and fluffed the ends. All new styles, and it's easy. Just relax first with the Ultra Sheen Permanent Cream Relaxer Kit, one of the gentle persuaders from Ultra Sheen. How do you like it?
That was considered. Oh,
no, you good.
Can you hear me? Okay. And that was considered natural hairstyling back then. So straight naturals versus relaxed naturals. What more is there to know about these natural hair products? What more can they?
Well, I'm just asking you a question. I'm just asking.
Ooh, this chat.
Why would you juxtapose straight naturals? We already have straight naturals. They're called press and curls.
I can't believe Black women fell for it. I keep saying it over and over again. And I'm getting sick of it.
We already have straight naturals. They're called 90-year-old women. You'll call your grandmama. They're called croquinos. They're called thermal wave. They called the press and curl. They called the natural finger wave, dry finger waves. They what? Wait a minute. And then she said bone.
Hold on, y'all. I think some of them.
Wait.
I don't think they heard. Let me play it. They didn't hear. They didn't hear it right.
If a flat iron can't get my hair bone straight in one pass, I don't want it. And yes, I'm a straight natural, but no, that does not mean I want to fry my hair to keep it straight.
You guys are in a cult. I want my hair bone. Does she understand where the word bone straight came from? It was a TCB relaxer.
What more?
I mean, what planet are we on? She wants her hair bone straight.
Bone.
One pass.
One pass.
Wait a minute. She wants the flat iron to be so goddamn hot. She wants that shit to go bone
straight
on her natural hair. One pass. If you do not believe in more than one pass, girlfriend, don't you understand that your flat iron is probably too hot? So that would kind of.
But she don't want to fry it, though. I don't want to fry it.
I know, but that would negate the frying. You have to have the right. Come on, Theo. You got to have the right temperature to be able to. Now, I'm just obliging you with the bullshit. But at the end of the day, why does black people's hair get shinier the more strokes of heat you know, more passes? It gets silkier. But I really, this is what we call cult. It's thick in there. It's one stroke, so super hot, and then she wants it bone straight. Why would a straight natural want bone straight hair? Like it's.
Well, Trish is helping you out. Trish says to me, she is saying that she wants her hair to revert back to her texture after straightening it with a flat iron. Can I do this?
Let me ask you a question, Trish. How does the hair know that it's been one passed versus it knowing that it's hot? So we know that the fabric, any fiber, does not know how many strokes you've done on a cotton shirt. But what we do know is that the degree of hotness. And if natural people are heat whores, okay, they curly whores, right? They want it to revert back. Then why would you want it bone straight? And I already know what's going on. I already know what she's really saying. She wants to enjoy the very thing in 2003 that she would not even dare. She would be talking shit to another black woman who wanted her hair relaxed or had because of course, what 15 years ago, it was not okay to use heat. Am I correct? Am I? Am I correct?
And that's what they say. That's what they say, huh? And can I just show this?
So let me no. So now she's expecting the flat iron to give her something ridiculous. She wants her hair to look like Kilolo's one time. Unbelievable. Now the natural hair care is putting demands on tool companies.
Okay. I just had to. I was Googling this while you were talking.
Go ahead.
So this is back in the 60s, you know. These are USA Olympic women who ran just like Shikari. Yeah, they, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you notice their hair with they have medals on? They've already
And they
ran the race.
right. Ran the
They
race.
ran the race, and their hair is.
It's called a press and curl.
Monica's my BFF is in the chat. We did it already. What is you talking about? If those women duck their hair in some water, best believe it's gonna be back.
Well, of
You know,
course,
when you was a kid,
it's
your mama said, "When
but
I
I'm
brush your hair, you better not get the hair wet." This was
but that was show enough pressed. So
that was.
I don't know what she talking about. That was pressed with steel, baby.
Come on,
Marcel's curling irons heavier than 5 pounds. And those women were handling those Marcel's at 60, 70, 80 years old, and they were 5 to 10 pounds. And they was flicking them.
I just want to
running a race, it wouldn't revert.
Can I say it? They have the gold, they have the medals on. They've already, that means they had to sit for a minute before they could take that picture. So that pool should have been. This is why we say sometimes it is the technician. And that's why I keep saying maybe people just don't know what they're doing. Because if you know how to press it within reason, it's gonna be all right. The lady who pressed these young ladies' hair, remember we wasn't cocking too much. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But did I miss the era of when heat is now okay? When did heat be okay? Well, when did that happen? Straight naturals.
Straight naturals.
Okay.
Straight. This is where we're at.
When was that? 1958.
That was 19. That was 60s. That was in the 60s.
That was 1960s.
Yeah. Trish says if it's GD hot, it will end up being permanently straight in a few months without a relaxer.
Trish, now you hit that. So at the end of the day, why do you think that? I'm just curious because that you are right, Trish. But I want to know, why do you think that happens?
And that's on certain textures that would happen, but certain.
No. I mean, I have never graded the texture. All I know is that if the hair is long, it will be not reverting on its ends. I've never seen a whole head that did not revert at the base. But I did see hair that would stay straight on the ends. The ends they would not revert back. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So she, but that hair would revert here.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was inches longer, no. But I'm just curious, why do Black people think that hair, you can tell a person who's had a press and curl over the years? Mm-hmm. The longer the hair, about 4 or 5 inches, will not revert back. Mm-hmm. But I'm just interested in what we think.
She said, she just said it because some folks do not know what they're doing. It definitely depends on the texture of the hair. Like all of my hair, the curls come all, and I've been straightening mine for like ever and a day. So I think some of it is the actual texture itself, and I think some people are just could be. I think sometimes in how they manage the hair once it's already straightened definitely plays a factor into what's happening with the stringy pieces on the end. I do notice that people are this, like a person can have their hair straight like this, right? And they don't want to comb it. And like Cheryl said, the more you put heat, which combing is friction, that's going to keep that hair looking nice and flaxen or soft. But if I never comb this throughout the day, no, it ain't going to stay this way because this ain't its natural state. It will start to, poof or whatever. So we see these types of phenomena that's happening. And so sometimes it's how you manage the hair at home and the fabric itself as to why you see the ends. But as you keep denaturing the hair with heat, that cuticle layer, it will go straight. That is a naturally occurring process, but that doesn't mean your hair is no good. Right, Cheryl? Because that's what happens. Your ends are damaged. You got to cut them off. What?
The hair reverting back is not a sign of goodness. The hair not reverting back is not a sign of badness. The reason why the end hair, which is old hair, which is permeated hair, which is absorbent, porous hair, right? The reason why back in the day you saw that was because of the steel, not the ceramic. Steel heat is direct heat. And when you use the metals in the hot combs, that was what we call stainless steel. It's a different distribution of heat. And usually that will lay that cuticle down so flattened that even water would not bump it. No water could get underneath. And so there was no trigger. And plus, you have to remember, metal heat, Marcel's, steel, the Marcel's that went in that oven. What else did we use?
Grease.
Okay. So in the combination, just like what we call straight hair or naturally straight hair of Asians, Polynesians, and Europeans, the cuticle it was almost like repelling it. It was like literally water repelled. Okay. Because of some of the wax and petrolatum that was in those greases. And so you match that combination. But now you guys are using these light ass, candy ass oils, and then you're using ceramic, which is infrared heat. And so they don't really get underneath the cuticle. They give you a very purely silk out. I'm not saying that they don't. They do. But you guys be holding these ceramic irons to these one strokes and all this bullshit.
It's just again, I just can't believe y'all fall. I'm just gonna say it again, but how they say stranger things have occurred. Stranger things have occurred.
And most of those heads also were colored. And rinses, they had all kind of shit in there. Women.
Right. Yeah, you got to take that into account too. This has been one dynamic podcast, which I knew it would, because I think people really did want to know, well, what more is there to know? And at the end of the day, there's nothing more to know except they just continue to sell a bunch of hogwash. When it comes to these products, hey, if it works, like we said, use it. If you like your gel, if you're not having any problems, fine. But we're still concerned about people who are spending this amount of money and time, and at the end of the day, they're not happy. Just look back to the past sometimes and you'll see, like Shirley and I, we keep saying it over and over again. We've already done it. There's no need to take yourself through a whole bunch of unnecessary roughness. Bring your expectations back down to planet Earth, if you will. I think you will be impressed with the simplicity of it all. If you could just get that,
it really is simple.
Through your thick skull. Get through your thick skull.
I mean, it really is simple. It really is.
Yeah. So close us out on this topic of what more is there to know about natural hair products. And like I said, we're going to be back next week and we're going to highlight these celebrity products. We're talking about the 3 that are remaining. No more celebrities have come out with any more products after Rihanna. They said, let's wait and see what happens. So the last, Tracy Ellis rings out at number 1. Beyonce comes in at number 2. And Rihanna is hanging on by the hairs of her chinny chin chin at number 3 when it comes to celebrity products. And we want to know, what did they learn from the natural hair movement that made them want to make those natural hair products. And we're going to take some clips to see what they had to say. We're going to pick that all apart. So if you're using any products by Tracy Ellis Ross, Beyonce, or Rihanna, then you're probably going to want to tune in to hear our take on the top three celebrity hair care products. So Cheryl, close us out with what more is there to know about these things called natural hair products?
I think the number one natural hair product that people do not understand is water. They literally think that wetting the hair is going to be the foundational product that's going to move all of the other products forward.
And can I squeeze in one more time? I
Okay.
told y'all when I attended the Afro Hair Science Summit, I am a licensed cosmetologist for 25 years. And in 1 hour, Cheryl flipped my income. I mean, that was the church's money when she talked about this water being the worst thing for Afro hair. I was cussing. I called her all kind of N words. I wanted my M&F and money back. Why did I pay? And all this, that, and the third. It is hard to fathom. Y'all talking to a sister, okay? Oh, blacker than this, okay? And I struggled with it. So as she winds this down, this is why we say you can't get all this on YouTube. You got to come to a class and learn this stuff. We're going to be in Houston at the Beauty Under One Roof for all you naturalistas and all you cosmetologists and natural hair experts. And we're going to talk about hair loss, but you're going to understand about this water thing. But I'm going to be in church. How they say, I want to testify. I want to testify. My water bill is a hell of a lot cheaper, number one. Number two, our design team saw the results immediately. And number three, our customers, we can't see enough people in that hair salon. We rocks it out. So understand what she's saying about this water on this natural hair. Because I'm sorry, sure I had to get that out.
Well, one, water makes your hair hard. Two, water is destructive. Okay. And if it's destructive on your clothes, we have a whole industry trying to protect your clothes from water. And then, of course, our improper use of water when we do use it. Maybe because it's too hot, maybe it's not hot enough, maybe it's too cold, whatever the case may be. But if you understand the wonderful world of water, it is not a beauty product, guys. It should not be part of your beauty regimen. Curly hair, Afro hair, has a special relationship with water because water being H, hydrogen. If you looked at the hydrogen atom, curly hair, you'll know why it triggers it. It begins to make it move. Okay. And it's not that it's shrinking, because if you understood water and you understood the dynamics of the Afro hair behavior and characteristics in nature, you would understand what I'm trying to say and what I'm talking about. And so we don't understand the first product, and we have productized, commercialized, and centralized water as the epicenter of the natural hair care movement. And we've got to stop that because it makes, so to answer a woman like Luana, that would be the first thing that I would want to teach her, to take water out of her regimen and to learn how, because one of the things that we could do for Black women is soft hair is manageable hair, and manageable hair is stylable hair, and stylable hair is easily manipulated. And if it's easily manipulated, it's easy to transition from style to straight to soft to wavy to fluffy to puffy, and it's fun. But once you keep it hard, it's not going to be any fun.
All right. That concludes this episode on.
I didn't read.
Who was that?
I think that was Weekay.
She was just saying it was a great podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So we just want to say, wait, one more question. Hold on, we ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. So what if she uses deionized water? Would she get the same results? Good question. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but water. Yeah, but my goal is to keep you guys from using any water, because now that would make sense if we were getting to some formulation. Deionized water is good for certain formulations, but I don't know why you guys have to wet your hair. Like, what is that about? What is it about? Water is only to rinse things out. It is only a conduit. It is not a beauty product. It's not part of your product regimen. So if we were to look at that video again, and you guys, and I would say, how many products did she use? You guys would say the white cream, the gel, and then the spray. No, she used water. Water was her first product. And you guys have to understand, the molecule of water is so small. It's going to get into the tiniest crevices. It's going to get into the cracks. It's going to get into any surface unbalance, anything on the surface. It's going to get there quicker because the cream, the molecule's this big. Water is so nano. It's going to beat you there. Anything you put on it, it doesn't work.
Doesn't. And all of those products was full of what?
It beats shampoo there. And so I'm trying to say, to use water as a beauty product is probably doesn't make a difference if it's deionized, because Gigi would probably think if still, because one of the things about deionized water, it may have less contaminants and it may have less ions or electrostatic,
but
it's drying. That's the point. I'm trying to get you to understand soft hair is where you want to be.
Yeah, so you can manage. Yeah, you can manage it. That's why we keep saying it kind of boils down to that technician, and this is why education is so important for home as well as professionally. So we appreciate you guys. I knew this was going to be a good one, and you're right, Sandra. Sure has broke it down, and we appreciate all of you for letting us break it down a little bit further. And sure, you are the best, and hopefully, you guys are feeling a little bit more liberated. And if you are a licensed professional, don't forget we are going to be at the Beauty Under One Roof Education Summit this year in Houston, Texas. So we're going to be having so we're going to be there talking about hair loss and a little bit more. So I think that's it. We'll be back on Thursday going into psychotherapy, and this is something that Shirley and I, we got to just break this down. We're going to use these videos to talk about some of the psychology of what's happening and understanding textured hair. All right. And I think that's it. You got it, Cheryl?
Oh, no, you said, well.
All right. Okay. You know what we say when we're signing out, right? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand it, you got some bald patches here, you plan on cutting it off any old kind of way, we say don't even worry about that, because all hair, bald heads, everything truly is beautiful too. And so are you. And again, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. And we do appreciate every single person who watches and spends some time with us. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Sure, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed her. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.